Hi guys. So this video is going to be about empaths. I'm not speaking for all empaths. This information is just things that I have learned personally from being one. First, let me explain some stuff about what happens with me or my actual ability, because a lot of empaths can have a lot of different things I've noticed. For me, it's almost a healing sort of thing. If someone else has a headache around me, then I will usually end up with it. If someone is feeling really sad, I have this ability to just lighten them. And, you know, I'm not saying that arrogantly or anything like that. I don't mean it that way. I just mean I've always had a way to just kind of suck that out. A lot of empaths are looking for ways to shield themselves, for protection, because we get very overwhelmed, and it's almost like being autistic in a way, and I don't mean this like, you know, they are autistic or anything like that, because that is its own separate thing. However, people who are autistic are extremely sensitive to things that people normally don't even think about. And that's how an empath is, really. I notice a lot of us have some sort of disorder. Myself, I'm somewhat OCD. Things need to be even and balanced around me. Otherwise, I become very uneasy. Little idiosyncrasies that people would normally just completely overlook matter to me because, you know, it's not even, it's not balanced. It needs to be nice. Now, don't take that I am a absolute perfectionist, because I'm not. But it's just certain things. And I find that a lot of us have little quirks like that. Some of us stronger than others. I find that interesting. Regardless, we become overwhelmed very easily. And as such, we look for a way to deal with it. And a lot of us look up protection candles, like the reverse candle, which is a 7-day candle, or a novice, I believe they're called, candle. Personally, I, for a long time, just carried a hematite with me. Now, I know a lot of people say you're not supposed to always carry a hematite with you, because it can be so grounding that it just weighs you down. However, for me, that's just my stone. I've always been very in tune with that stone, and for me, I look at it as not a grounding thing, but as a reflection thing. I look at the actual mirrored surface of the stone and think, reflect this back to the sender. You know, anything that is unwanted, send it back. I do not want to absorb it. I also have what's called a third eye agate, and I'll probably go get them in a second and show it on camera. But the third eye agate is supposed to see anything that is incoming, see any threats that are incoming. It guards against psychic attacks, you know, if you believe in that. It guards against negative energies and anything like that. Yet the eye remains open to see what is coming, and it still accepts, but it protects. It selectively protects. So I carry that one with me as well. Now, what I'm going to say is actually a conversation that originally came up with a woman on the channel, which is Hollow. Hi. And she was asking for tips about being an empath and things like that. And I commented that, at least for me, it's not so much about protection as it is about release. For me, I am a conduit, and cutting that off wouldn't be doing what I'm here to do. My gift is to absorb and channel. Why would I want to shut that off? And I understand, well, it's because certain times you don't want to absorb things and you want to shut that out completely. I don't want to shut that out completely. How do you know when you absolutely will need to? How do you know when you need to be aware or not aware? When will you choose that protection, that shield? So for me, I use more so what is, I'm now going to call it a filter, because I was talking to Wicked Gem, like I said, and he said, that sounds a lot more like a filter than a shield. Because filters, they catch all the bad crap and they let the rest through. And that's more so how I look at it. When it's the purpose for healing, like someone having a knee ache around me, or someone being very sad, and maybe I don't even know them, but I feel that. I want to absorb that. The key here is letting it go. A conduit does not just hold, it flows, it releases as well. It's a constant ebb and flow of, this give and take. What I'm taking in, I need to get out. Take it in, know it, release it back into the earth where it belongs. So I think people that become ill are not releasing it. They're not letting it go. They're holding it into them and letting it become stagnant. And they haven't found that way to just release it all. But that's how I feel. I feel like it's not about shielding. It's not about protecting. It's about going with it and letting it go. We have the ability to take it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this gift. We have the ability to take it. We just also have the ability to give it. Do not keep it. Let it go. It's not yours. You don't have to have it. You are harming yourself by keeping it. So that's my take on it. If I get in a room and there's a lot of people going on, yeah, I'll probably step back. I'll probably put myself in light. But that light won't be this impenetrable shield. I still have my tendrils out, feeling. I just selectively choose what I want. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone, but that's how it feels to me. If it comes in and it's bad, you get that stuff out. So, yeah, I put myself in white light, but I don't make it something that is impenetrable. I let the bad things come in, but I let them go out too. If my front door is open, my back door is open too. You can just keep on going. And I figure me doing that is what I'm meant to do. I am meant to move energies. That is how I function. Otherwise, what is this? Why would I have this? What do I do with the energy? You don't destroy energy. You can't make that headache that I just absorbed completely go away, but you can put it back into the earth, back into the water, back into the air or the sunlight. Let it dissipate from you. Whatever your method is, you can get rid of it. A good example of what I do to release is if I'm feeling like a very high vibration, or like I've absorbed something from someone that I know I don't want in me and I can feel it, then I will either go outside and try to find a barefoot, or not a barefoot, try to find a spot of grass or dirt. I prefer dirt. And get on it barefoot and just shove it all down. Just send it to the earth. Send it to that deep, dark, wet soil and let it absorb it. Let it cleanse it. Let it keep moving. Send it back to the universe and let it change. Or water. I'll also do it with water in a bath. Let it drain out. Then let it drain out your drain. Get rid of it. Goodbye. Adios. Sunlight. Sunbathing. Feel the warmth of the sun. And imagine that light inside of you growing and growing and filtering out all of the negative and getting rid of it. And I say negative, but really, I know you can use positive and negative in two different entirely meanings. But when I say negative, I mean stagnant energy. Things that aren't flowing, things that are disjumbled and disjointed and disjumbled, is that even a word? I don't know, but it is now. Things that are not peaceful and light. Light as in, heavy and light. So there are a lot of ways. It just depends on you and, what your elements are that you prefer, that kind of thing. So it depends. If you don't agree, at least think about it for me. Think about maybe this notion that you don't need to block it off. You just need to let it flow and get rid of it. As long as it doesn't stick and you don't hold it, there isn't anything wrong. And I think that's what I feel like a lot of psychics and mediums and stuff do, is they just let it flow through, It comes and it goes, and that's fine with them. They're just the channel. I don't know. That's what I feel like, though. And I guess it makes sense for me because of my whole balance thing. And I don't accept an absolute light, and I don't accept an absolute dark, or a good and a bad, or whatever polarity you want to give me. I accept a yin-yang, where there is that white side with that black dot, and there is that black side with that white dot. Everything has a little bit of everything. It's just a different shade of gray. So why would there be energy that is wholeheartedly bad? Because if that energy is bad and they're in that person, wouldn't you want to get that out of them? Wouldn't you want that not to be around? Filter it back. Let it flow. That stagnant, built-up crud that they've been keeping. Take it, filter it through, get rid of it. So I guess, in a way, I look at it through a healing point of view. A healer's eyes, to where these thoughts, these emotions, these vibrations need to flow. And when they don't flow correctly, that's when the heaviness starts. And we have the ability to get rid of that. So why wouldn't we? I don't know. Just some food for thought, guys. These are the stones that I was talking about. This is the hematite that I carry with me. And then this is the third eye agate. So, there you go. And if you look at the bottom of this one, you can tell that it's, whoa, there we go. Okay, so I also want to interject that while I have my hematite and I look at it to reflect whatever back to the sender, I also want to interject that while I do carry a hematite and I do look at the mirrored surface to reflect things back to the sender, I also want to note that I look at this with the intention that, no, it won't block everything. It'll help block some so that I don't get bombarded, but it won't block everything. I don't intend for it to block everything. I don't want it to block everything. And by that I mean the negative as well. And by that I mean the stagnant energy as well. I don't want it to block all of the stagnant, but I do carry it to help me lessen what is flying at me. Just wanted to interject that really quick and clarify a few things, because I could see how I explained it being a little bit jumbled and confusing and contradictory. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Love you. Love and light.